Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am getting ready for the day, doing my typical makeup routine that you would see when I'm filming videos or shooting vlog content. This is not my everyday makeup routine by any means, but when I want to take some time to do my makeup how I would like to have it done, or for videos and that type of thing, this is the makeup routine that I typically do. And throughout the video, I'm sharing some life updates and just some chatty girl talk. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you're interested in what products I'm using, I'll write those across the screen and link them all in the description box down below for you guys. I'm gonna more so just focus on chatting and updates and girl talk with you guys instead of an actual makeup tutorial. But if you would like to see more detail on anything, of course, just let me know down in the comments below. And depending on when you're watching this, Sephora is going to be starting their spring event. So if you're watching this the day it goes up, I would hold off until the 17th when that starts, depending on your tier at Sephora. So I'll link the details to that sale down below as well. But don't want you guys to spend your money and then the next day be able to save a little bit. So looking at more of like the positive side of this social distancing, I feel like it has definitely helped me slow down a little bit and focus a little bit more on what's important and attempt a little more work-life balance. I feel like you're never gonna have the perfect balance. It's just, I personally think you're always gonna have to juggle something a little bit more than the other thing. But I have definitely gotten a lot better this year in general, but especially during this quarantine compared to last year and the year before that. So in 2018, when I kind of first started my channel, I was working full-time as a therapist, and then most of 2019 I was also full-time physical therapist, and my work-life balance was so horrible. I actually could probably count on one hand how many like free weekends I had the whole year, because I would just prioritize work over anything. More so now with the social distancing, I feel like I've even more so figured out, hey, it's like after dinner, I don't have to be working. I don't have to be editing a video. I can turn that off and finish it tomorrow. And my husband, Tim, and I have definitely started to spend a little more time together. And I've been a lot more active, which has definitely helped with stress the past few weeks. So first, Tim and I just started like going on walks at the end of the day to get out of the house and get some sunshine. And that kind of turned into starting to run together, even though we definitely do not run together. I am not in shape. He is like a soccer player and is in much better shape than I am. So we kind of start together and then end the run together, and it's helped keep us accountable, and it's nice to kind of spend that extra time together. And then that's kind of transitioned a little bit more recently into also like working out together. So that has been a nice change to our routines, especially mine, because I definitely need to work out. I have been so, I don't know, ever since really I started working full-time as a therapist, even 3 years ago, I just kind of stopped prioritizing my workouts and things like that. I did a little bit of Pure Barre, but not enough, especially considering a PT school. I was very active, very in shape. I was like the little trainer of my friends, and that went out the window, especially when I started YouTube. And then on top of that too, Tim and I have also started watching more TV together, which you may be shocked, but we very rarely watched any TV together since we've been married, really. Again, I would always be working and he would play video games. So it wasn't until this quarantine where we really started to spend more time watching TV together as well. So we watched all seasons except for season 6 of Schitt's Creek, which was a nice like happy-go-lucky show to watch right now if you haven't watched. It's pretty funny and just an easy show to watch. We need to figure out how to watch season 6. I don't know how we're gonna watch that one. And then we started watching Ozark. We're on season 2 right now, which is the complete opposite of Schitt's Creek. It is very dark. There are times where I definitely have to like close my eyes or like look at my phone, and I'm just kind of like, man, I don't like shows that are very gruesome and people dying and drugs and all that, but it is a very interesting storyline. And actually it was filmed in my hometown. So the Blue Cat Lodge where they film and like the lake right there, I have driven by that place hundreds of times. I even went to like a frat party there in college, but it's just like funny to see that it was filmed there. I don't really recognize a ton of the scenes that they shoot other than that, obviously, but I feel like I just had to watch it because it was shot in my hometown. So have y'all been binging on Netflix during this quarantine, or do you always binge on Netflix? Let me know what you guys recommend for me down in the comments below, because we will probably finish Ozark in the next week or so. So going back a little bit, because I feel like there's actually a lot to update you guys on, and it's hard to know who knows things and who doesn't because I share day-to-day life and updates on my Instagram. So if you're not following me over there, my handle is Strawberry Chic XO. I'll link it down below. But I feel like I've already talked about a lot of this stuff, but I've never actually done like a YouTube update or really talked and shared it just specifically to you guys. So last September, I actually switched from working full-time as a physical therapist to a PRN position. And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically just a contracted position. So I don't have a set schedule. They typically, in my company where I work for, use them very regularly because they're always short-staffed. But being PRN, you are definitely a lot more flexible with your hours and your availability. You have to be available a certain amount of time. But that just opened up my week completely. Took a few months to kind of adjust. I was still used to like constantly working, that I didn't really feel like I had any extra time, oddly enough, until mid-January. Just getting through the holidays was a hot mess, and I don't know why I was so stressed when I suddenly had all this extra time during the week. But it really kind of started settling into a routine, I would say, more so in January. So I essentially work at different clinics as needed. I'm actually currently not working with the current coronavirus situation. A lot of PT clinics have actually had to shut down because obviously their caseload isn't as high, or their volume's not as high. And physical therapists are considered essential employees. So for the most part, a lot of the clinics, at least in my area, are still open, but they don't need PRN coverage right now. So this year in general, I have definitely worked a lot less than I did last year, just with the traveling, which, speaking on that, obviously I canceled a lot of travel plans, but this year I was actually starting a travel series with one of my best friends who's also a blogger. So we went to New York back in December. You may have seen that vlog. And then we went to New York again in February for Fashion Week. And that was kind of kickstarting our travel series. And we had a lot of plans. We were going to go to West Palm Beach. We were going to go to Disney World, Dallas for a conference. We were even thinking Vancouver. All these plans. Obviously, we canceled all of them. So that's kind of to be determined when we'll pick that back up. We're also planning on going to Paris because both of our birthdays are in January, and I highly doubt that that's going to happen. So with all that traveling, I really wasn't planning on working very often, like maybe a couple times a month. And the reason I decided to go PRN instead of just quit altogether is because I do still enjoy like helping people and being a therapist, and obviously I've spent a lot of time investing in that career, and I just always wanted to keep my skill level up to some extent, because God forbid anything happens to YouTube or the blogging industry, like I need a backup, and obviously being a therapist is a very good career. So that's why I kind of switched to do PRN, so I can still keep my feet wet in that industry a little bit. So yeah, essentially right now I'm technically like a full-time YouTuber and content creator, I guess, blogger, all of that stuff. I also did start a TikTok in March. It was kind of like going to be my little secret. I didn't really want to like share it and just kind of figure out the app a little bit, but some of you guys actually found my videos on there, so I thought that was funny. So I might as well tell you guys that I do have a TikTok account if you enjoy TikTok, which I personally I'm obsessed with TikTok. It is such an entertaining app. It's very addicting. I will get those 2-hour warnings all the time. If you don't know, if you're on the app for 2 hours, they actually like pop up a little notification. They're like, hey, just checking on you. Like, you probably should go to bed. You should probably eat. You should probably take a break. And I just kind of ignore it. But I like watching it at night. And there's some hilarious videos on there. So if you are thinking about TikTok, I would recommend it because I just think it's very entertaining. There's some funny videos. If you don't like cussing, there's definitely a lot of cussing on the app. I think you can actually set your settings to not play any cuss words if you don't want them to. And there's definitely like some youngins doing some questionable things, but overall, I just think it's a very entertaining app. So this year too, I also finally started to figure out a rhythm. Like I said, like when I went full-time in September, it really was like survival mode through the holidays. And then for whatever reason in January, this happens every year. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I actually get so stressed out in January. I think it's just the high of the holidays, which is a very busy time if you are in my type of industry. I mean, a lot of industries are very busy. I think just coming off of that, and then I am such a goal setter and a goal getter, and I'm very competitive, so I have all of these very like big goals that I want to reach, and I'm just thinking of all the things I want to do, and I don't know why I get so stressed out with the new year and just coming up with goals, and I don't know, I'm a weirdo like that. So for whatever reason, I was highly stressed out until the middle of January, just thinking of all my plans. So once that kind of settled down, I really started to get into a better rhythm, and I've been making a lot more videos, which has been nice. So my goal is to continue posting 3 videos a week. The plan is Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday to have a new upload. So I'm kind of torn on that though with the specific days. Like, it's nice for you guys to to like know when I'm going to post new videos, but at the same time, if there is like, if I have a try on haul and it's ready to go, I'm kind of like, why wait to upload it? I feel like who knows how my makeup's going to turn out because I'm just so distracted. I'm just like going through the motion. I don't even know what I'm putting on my face right now. Another thing I could probably update you guys on in case you missed it, I did start Invisalign in middle of February. I actually started, and it has been such an much easier process than I was expecting. If you guys have any specific Invisalign questions for me, let me know and I can kind of do a blog post on it or something. But all my worries have been very, very minor issues. Like whatever was holding me back from doing it, which Invisalign has been on my game plan for years. I was really focused on paying off my student loans. I didn't want to have like a monthly payment on $1,000 Invisalign treatment. So after I paid my student loans off, that's when I started to look into it. And I was very, very nervous about my speech because being on camera is an important part of my job. That was probably my biggest worry. And plus I was just like, what if they don't work? What if the pain level, all of that. And it has been so much easier than braces, honestly. I remember braces being miserable with like getting sores in my mouth, the metal wires, and getting food out of your teeth, like night and day. Highly recommend Invisalign. I mean, I can't speak to the results yet by any means, but I started in February and it's only been 2 months and I can already tell a big difference. And a lot of you guys can too on stories with my crowding. I would say the only inconvenience is like the constant brushing of your teeth after you eat and flossing before you put them in. And that was more so inconvenient when I was traveling, when I went to Memphis, especially because they would have like cheese plates out and wine and cocktail hour and all these things. And I'm like, I can't not have my Invisalign in for like hours through the day. And so I'd have to like travel with my toothbrush on hand, but that's like the only thing I really had to adjust. The pain has been very minimal. I can only really feel the pain when I take them out to eat, and that's with like a new tray. Day to day, I have like no pain. It's great. I'm sure, who knows, knock on wood, that might change. I'm actually switching out my trays every week right now. The first couple trays were every 2 weeks, but now every week I'm switching them out. So I think things are gonna move along quickly. So I'm excited for that. Let's bake. I don't normally bake my face, but we're gonna do that today. I feel like it does make a big difference. Cleaning up the jawline a little bit. Also, I did actually self-tan today. I filmed that. We'll see how that footage goes. I honestly think it's gonna be a hot mess and I'm gonna be like, I am not posting that, but we'll see. If not, I'll refilm it and I will get it up to you guys eventually. It's just kind of an awkward video to film. Trying to figure out the camera angle and all that. Since I've been spending more time at home, I've finally actually started to change things up with our home decor. Again, I say this all the time. I sound like a broken record, but when we first moved into our house, of course, I was like super excited and went to Home Goods like every other day. But I really wasn't spending a ton of money updating our decor. I've focused a little bit on the main floor just because that's what people were going to come over and see. But I didn't want to spend a lot of money on home stuff because I was paying my student loans off. Plus, it's just kind of a scary investment because you aren't, I don't know, especially ordering online, because it's like, what if it doesn't look how you think it's gonna look? So I think you guys would be shocked. Our bed actually still has no bed. We've been married for 3.5 years. Our mattresses are still on like the bed spring, whatever, box spring, and we have no headboard. We have no matching nightstands. All we have is like a dresser. So that's why you never see that room. And I really am not in a rush to figure it out either, because I want it to be stuff that we're gonna love for years. And we have like a window above our bed, and getting the measurements right to have something below that, like all the beds I like are taller. So I'm just not in a rush to figure that out. But I did make quite a few different home decor updates. I shared a peek of it, a little tour on my Instagram if you want to see it, but I still get requests to do a home decor or a home tour. So if that's something you want to see, give this video a thumbs up and I might get around to doing that. I just have enjoyed kind of putting more time into our house, especially since we're spending a lot of time here lately. I don't normally do this. I'm just trying to make this video longer because I want to chit chat with you guys. One thing I still definitely want to work on is reading more. Again, a part of that is just because I feel like it just always feels like there's a never-ending to-do list, which I feel like that's a part of life as well. But there's always something I can work on, whether it's like, oh, I should put more time into Pinterest, or I need to share more on stories, or I don't know. I always have a running to-do list. I actually have like probably close to 100 different video ideas, which is ridiculous. But I have all these ideas and I just don't have enough time to actually do them. So I get overwhelmed by that. And if you haven't picked up on it already, I am a type 6 on the enneagram. If you haven't taken the enneagram test, I will link to the test that I took down below. I would recommend it for everyone because it was very enlightening. I can't say that I was really excited to get my type because it sounds like a horrible type because it's driven by stress, and I don't know, it just sounds like my type is kind of a hot mess. It was definitely very helpful to kind of understand why I am the way I am, because when I read that, I was like, that is me to a T, and now I realize I'm not crazy. This is just how I am. Tim is a 9, which apparently 6 and 9s make a good couple, so that's good. But I will link to the test down below. It does take some time to get through, at least the free version that I took, but I would recommend everyone to do that. I think I got on this whole tangent because I was going to talk about reading more, and now we're here. So circling back to that, that was definitely one of my goals at the beginning of the year, and a part of that is just because I need to prioritize turning off work or turning off social media and prioritize that time more, and it's still been kind of hard because you just get in your routine, and Instagram is such a time suck. I actually got an Audible subscription and then just getting ready listening to those types of books. So if you have any recommendations for books, let me know in the comments down below too, because I get like a credit each month. I'm like really far away from my mirror, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, I also really want to get y'all's opinion on something. So I actually started a Facebook group like I think 2 years ago. It was kind of like, I'm the type of person that if I make my mind up to something, I'm just going to do it right then and there, and it has to be done like immediately. Same like for anything. If I'm craving food, like we have to get it that second. If I decide that I really like want something, I just am not patient at all, and I want it done immediately. So that's also the case a lot of times with my work. I'll just be like, I'm gonna start a newsletter, and then I like make all these graphics, make the newsletter right then and there. I don't like plan things out and wait for them to like, you know, the timing to be right. I just like do it. So a couple years ago, I was like, I'm going to make a Facebook group. Made it, and then didn't do anything with it. Nothing at all. But I was thinking, would you guys be interested in sort of a like fashion Facebook group where I figured like all of us have probably similar interests or style, and you guys can use that as a resource to ask any questions, or if you want to share like your outfit, like say you're going on a first date and you're like, which outfit should I wear? Or does anyone have recommendations for a good wedding guest dress? Just coming up with some examples off the top of my head. But if that's something that you're interested in, I'll link the Facebook group down below, and you guys just kind of start asking away. I feel like they just kind of need like some momentum to get started. If it dies, it dies, that's fine. But I just thought it might be a nice way to kind of start a community from YouTube over on Facebook. I feel like I just did my eyebrows for like 20 minutes. Who knows? It's kind of weird doing your makeup when you're like talking the whole time. I feel like I'm like blacked out and I'm just talking with you guys. I actually day to day do not wear a ton of eyeshadow. I normally just like wing eyeliner and then the Painterly paint pot to like blend even out my lid, but I'm actually going to do a little bit of eyeshadow today. Because why not? Doing it for myself. Also, I am gonna pick back up my Build a Wardrobe You Love series. Again, that is a perfect example. I decided one day I was gonna start this whole series. I still have all of these video topics to go into for that series, but I thought about that. I literally started filming the video for it within the next hour. So that's why there's been a delay in it. But I am going to be picking up that series again. I have a lot of really good video ideas for that. And I'm excited to kind of share more with you guys this year, not just try on hauls. I feel like last year that was all I could do because I was working full time. So I would just on Saturday film a try on haul and then get it up on Sunday and then just repeat the whole year. So now that I do have more time during the week being full time, I really want to kind of expand on that and really help you guys build a wardrobe that you love. So I'm excited for that content. And of course, if there's anything that you guys want to see, let me know. I'm gonna go in with this color now. I put this in on my lid and now I'm going in with this like nude color. I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this bake stuff off before I forget and then film like a video with this powder all over my face. So if you are curious about like my workout routine, honestly, I would get asked that from time to time. It's usually when I self-tan because honestly, a self-tan goes a long way. It makes your legs look more defined. It makes me feel at least 5 pounds thinner, if not more. Like when I have a self-tan on, I just feel so much healthier. I don't know why. But I would always avoid the question because honestly, I was not doing anything. I was not taking good care of myself. But now I would say Tim and I have started running together probably 3 times a week. And then like on rest days, we're going for walks. Don't underestimate the power of a walk, okay? If you are not doing anything, just start going for a 20-minute walk every day. And I think you'd be shocked at how much that helps to kind of get the ball rolling. And then over the weekend, I did a BBG workout, the Bikini Body Guide from Kayla It's Signs or something like that. I've had her workouts on my phone for years. That's all I did in PT school, like those types of HIIT, high intensity workouts. Well, I did one on Saturday and I am hurting today, y'all. I am literally waddling. Tim and I did it together and bless him, he does not even feel a thing. And I'm like, that's not fair, but I am in so much pain with my legs. Hope to kind of keep up a little bit of that routine. I will say I don't love the upper body workouts just based on experience. So I think I'm just going to do the leg workouts. And then I am a member of Obey Fitness, which is, it's like an online workout and they have a lot of variety. You can do dance, you can do low intensity. They have pregnancy workouts, high intensity, like a lot of variety on there. So I think I'm going to also add those in between the leg workouts. And then I have definitely been considering getting like a Peloton bike. I know so many people rave about them. It's just like a cult favorite. And I think that it would probably be good for me just because it is not as hard impact as running. Although the new running shoes that I got have definitely been way better than any other running shoe that I've tried in the past. So I'll link the shoes that I have down below. Tim has been wearing those for 2 years probably now, and now I can see why. And they are so expensive, but they are so worth it because I normally have more pain in my knees and then in my ankle and feet, and I haven't had any of that since starting running with these shoes. Now, of course, I'm a physical therapist, so I have to say this, but running shoes and shoes in general are such a personal thing. Everyone has a different gait, foot, and need and endurance, so everyone's gonna have a different need for a running shoe especially. So I can't say that that shoe's gonna work for everyone, but I have personally been impressed by it. And then if you guys are interested in just trying Obey, I think I have a code somewhere. I'll look it up and put that in the description box as well if you want to try it. If you're looking to mix up your home workouts. I also know the Peloton app is doing like a free trial, I think. How long have I been filming? I'm sorry, y'all. This is gonna be a very long video. I feel like Makeup by Tiffany D right now, kind of, which is, I mean, I'm not that cool, but I've watched her for years. She's actually based somewhere in my hometown. Like, we're from the same area, kind of, and I have watched her for years, so I don't know. I just kind of feel like her right now, doing Chatty get ready with me videos. I am going to quickly go off camera and do my eyeliner close up. If you want to see how I do this, I have a TikTok video where I kind of show it a little bit, so check out my TikTok. But just to speed this up a little bit, I really hope my microphone was on for that. There's always something, always something. Technology and I are not friends. I don't know. I'm like that annoying thing trying to make technology my friend, and technology does not want anything to do with me. I always have issues every day, it seems like. This is my holy grail mascara, by the way. I don't like a clumpy, like, volume type of mascara. I like my lashes to look soft and curled, I guess, compared to like most mascaras. This one does a good job curling and does not get super clumpy. If you didn't know, I got lash extensions last year, which, looking back at a lot of things that I did, I'm like, I would not do that now. I think a lot of it was like insecurity, like getting on camera and things like that. I felt like I always had to have lashes on. I felt like I had to have fake hair, all the things, you know. And looking back, I'm like, that was not the best look for me. Anyway, the lash extensions definitely damaged my natural lashes. But since then, I've been trying to give them a break and waiting for them to grow back, and they just were not getting back to where I wanted them to. So I started using Latisse last month. I got mine at Aya Medical Spa, which they have a lot of locations. And I actually do have a coupon code if you guys want to try any of their treatments once they open again, obviously. Or if you want to order any products online. You cannot get Latisse online since it is a prescription, but you can order some of their other products. I'll put my code in the description box. I'm curious though, what is y'all's favorite mascara? Let me know, because that Sephora sale is coming up, and this is definitely getting a little dried up. I need a new one. Also, let me know what y'all are getting in the Sephora sale if you are shopping it. Now I find it. Normally I always comb my lashes before mascara with this thing. It's like broken and janky, but I feel like combing your lashes before makes it go on so much smoother, and now it's too late. We are almost done. I'm gonna finish off with my lips. I just wanted to say, if you guys made it this far, you are the absolute best, and I love you. If you did make it this far, comment down below with the word bow, something in your comment, so I can know who the cool people are. And also just have to say thank you for your support here on my channel, because if it weren't for you watching and supporting my content, I would not be here right now. Actually, I'd be working full-time as a therapist. So I am very grateful for you guys for your support and choosing to support me back. And it's something that I will truly never, ever, ever take for granted. I actually never really believed in myself going full-time until it happened, I guess. And it's something, like I said, I will not take for granted, and I'm very thankful that I get to do this as a job, because it just feels so right. And ooh, this is nice. This is my first time using this fancy, expensive Tom Ford lipstick, or lip gloss. Sorry to get distracted, but like I was saying before I got distracted by the pretty lip gloss, it is truly something I'll never take for granted, and I'm very, very thankful to be doing this as a job, and thankful for you guys, and feeling like I have this sense of friendship on the internet is the coolest thing. So thank you so much for following along. I hope you guys enjoyed this chatty get ready with me. I'll have all the products that I use linked in the description box below, along with anything that I may have mentioned, and the Sephora sale details and all of that good stuff. And if you have any requests, definitely let me know down in the comments below. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to join my fashion community here on YouTube. I share weekly try-on hauls, feminine fashion, and I hope watching my videos you can build a wardrobe that you love. So stay tuned for more on that series, and stay tuned for more fashion videos here on my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.